That concludes questions for oral answer. Mr Brownlee.
Mr Speaker, I move that urgency be accorded the introduction and passing of the West Coast Windblown Timber Conservation Lands Bill. Cyclone Ida, Mr Speaker, struck on the 17th of April 2014, felling thousands of hectares of native trees on the West Coast. Much of that timber, sir, is beech, and as the Minister of Conservation outlined today, there are a number of other species that can also be recovered. This is high-quality finishing timber, but also highly susceptible to attack by borer and sap staining in the spring. Mr Speaker, as we start this debate today, we are in a Rimu-clad room, standing at Rimu desks and enjoying the soft ambience that you get from these native timbers. To see those timbers wasted in the way that the political opposition to this move want to see, I think is an utter disgrace. There is, in this bill, the opportunity to recover a substantial amount of that windblown timber that would otherwise sit there and over some decades rot and to be wasted. And that, sir, will provide significant opportunity to the people of the West Coast, and an opportunity, sir, that certainly this part of the House wants to see for them, if not their local representative. Mr Speaker, I think this is a perfectly justifiable action this afternoon. Urgency should be accorded to this, because in the early days of the fall there can be damage that does make that windfall less than optimal for retrieval.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. Those of that opinion will say aye. Aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. The order. A party vote has been called. I ask the clerk to conduct a party vote.
New Zealand National.
59 votes in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
34 votes opposed.
Green Party.
13 votes opposed.
New Zealand First.
7 votes opposed.
Maori Party.
2 votes in favour.
Mana.
1 vote opposed.
United Future.
1 vote in favour.
Brendan Horan.
In favour.
Any other votes?
The ayes are 63, the noes are 55. The motion is agreed. I understand it is the intention of the government to introduce the bill.
West Coast Windblown Timber Conservation Lands Bill, introduction.
The West Coast Windblown Timber Conservation Lands Bill is set down for first reading forthwith.
Mr Speaker,
Honourable Dr Nick Smith.
That the West Coast Windblown Timber Conservation Lands Bill be now read a first time. Mr Speaker, when Cyclone Ida hit the West Coast on the 17th of April this year, it did the worst damage to forests in that region for generations, felling an estimated 20,000 hectares of forest and causing very significant damage to a further